Our next speaker has been someone since the day I met her, has been adding to our community and adding to me personally. She's actually been running our women's networking meetings. Women in the room, has that been awesome? Yeah? Phenomenal? I would have loved to peek my head in there, but that wasn't my place. That was for you. Not only that, she's been behind the scenes giving us feedback on how we can improve, how we can make this experience better for you, all from a giver's heart. Not only that, she is someone who is an expert at coaching. When I say expert at coaching, she is the coach's coach. She's been at this for 30 years, working with the highest level trainers, business owners, coaches at the highest level of success. Her and her team have generated over $165 million in revenue over the last 30 years and continues to really change the game. She's an expert at AI. She's a multiple-time best-selling author and speaker. Please help me welcome. Actually, everybody get on your feet for this. Everybody get on your feet. I want to hear a huge, massive AI for business round of applause for Lisa Liberman-Wang.
It's January 2021. My life changed. My husband gets COVID, 105.9 fever, and we're rushing him to the hospital. His oxygen level goes from 93 to 71. I call a dear friend and I said, Lisa, what do I do? I'm taking him to the hospital. She says, no, you're not. You're calling 911. The police are there in 10 minutes and he's getting oxygen. Little did I know the next month would be 100% oxygen that he needed. He has a major heart attack the second day in the hospital. The widowmaker, too young to be a widow. He's too young to die. He has a cytokine storm, the perfect storm, and he is fighting for his life. At that moment, it didn't matter how much money I had, where my business was at, what we were doing. There was nothing more important than him. And that stays true to me today. Because no matter where you are, at the end of the day, it's the people you love. So as we're progressing and he's in ICU for over a month, I start thinking, I can't keep doing what I'm doing. I'm working only 4 days a week as an entrepreneur. That was by choice. Could have retired 15 years ago. But my mission is to help people who help others. And I love what I do. But then I realized my mission was to make sure he got through. And when I realized there was hope, that we saw the light, I realized I can change some things and my priority needs to be him. And then here came AI, almost like a godsend. 3 years ago, I was praying and I said, God, I need to be here for him. And how do I do that? And then be there for me and you. AI became the answer. Quite amazing how when you ask for something, you get it, right? Amen. Yeah, I agree. So we did. I'm going to give you the formula that helped me do that. I'm going to give you the formula that helps you get your life back, meaning not become a slave to your business, but become a servant leader and have the business work for you. If that sounds like something you'd like, say yes. Yes, we're going to show you how to do that. So it gave me back my life, and I have my husband, which to me is the most important part that I can say. And now I get to help you do the same. So we're going to share with you how to do that. You know, when I made the decision to change everything, it didn't come lightly. I had already been implementing everything I learned for decades. I have invested in the best commodity I've ever had, and that was me. It was really funny. My brother's an accountant. We're talking about the stock market. And I was saying, well, Bruce, you know, NVIDIA is up. The stock is up. Or Bruce, this is down, or crypto is down. And he said, Lisa, the best investment you've ever made is in yourself. I've invested, as Francis told you, we're competing, $1.4 million in me after my college. It's pretty cool, right? Now, imagine investing that much money in yourself, but then getting dividends and rewards and paying you back tenfold. Is that pretty cool? Because that's what it's done. So what you're going to get from me today is not theory. It's not a hoping. This is fact. This is stuff that works. Now we're going to take what works in Mastery to Millions methodology, and we're going to leverage it with AI to help you build it faster and easier. Does that sound like something you want to do? Yes. Okay. I want to hear from you. Does that sound like something you want? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So my first year with AI, I started implementing everything I learned. I was so excited. I was a kid in a candy store. It was as if every shiny penny, who else likes shiny pennies besides me? I know I have some of my friends here that do, right? Every shiny penny there was, oh, there's this new software. You can do this now. Oh, you can do this now. And before I knew it, I can do everything. But I had to start making some smart decisions. The decisions are, I need to stay the course. I need to stay consistent with what we're doing because it works. But now how do I just leverage it with the tools? The first year we saved 944 man hours. $108,000 in expenses. Some people hope they make $108,000 in a year. Would you agree? We saved that in 1 year. That was phenomenal. And know what it was? It was taking action. What did I just say? Taking action. Because I know you're getting a lot of information here. I know it. It's like a fire hose, isn't it? You feel like it's all coming at you. What am I going to do with it? My goal today is to give you some systems and strategies that you can implement immediately to see results. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to take you through how to do it. You see, scaling before was kind of challenging. It was actually not kind of, it was. Think about this. 15 years ago, I made a decision to start a new arm for our company. I've been in business 35 years. I know I look like I'm 35. You don't have to agree. It's okay. My husband does. And what I learned is back then I said, if I'm going to do this, I have to do it right. I have to follow the best of the best. I need to hire the right people. I hired market research company, and I paid $25,000 to research an individual niche. Why? Because I didn't want to put hundreds of hours into something that wouldn't work. Do you realize today we have Manus, we have ChatGPT, we have other services that I could have used that were how much? $20 a month to do that I paid $25,000 for. And then we have analytics. You do something, you make a decision, you need to know if it's working, right? You don't just do it. Didn't they just tell you? Kevin said, test it. See what's working, see what's not. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? We have to figure out what's working and what's not. So analytics. And then niching your avatar. Do you know what I found? The number one reason why people don't make money is they try to sell to everyone and no one hears them. I'll repeat it. You try to sell to everyone and no one hears you. You can't be everything to everyone. You have to find who that ideal client is and just sell to them. Let me give you the definition of ideal client. Ready? Write this down. They get it, and they can afford you. Meaning they want and need what you have, they get it, and they can afford you. You have other people that will come to you, but if you're not talking to that person, you're throwing tons of money away, trying to please everyone and no one listening, okay? And then what would happen? You need to have more stuff. Sorry, my slides are here. The content creation. Content creation is very interesting. So one of the people on my team happened to be a former VP of Your Tango publication. They have 11 million unique visitors a month come to their website. And she said, Lisa, do you realize that every blog post you have, everything you put out is a salesperson talking about your business? Wow. You mean if I have 500 blogs, I have 500 salespeople? She's like, yes. I said, wow, I should have 5,000. I want more salespeople, don't you? So, I'm not a content writer. So what did I do? I went out and found content writers. Obviously, I got it wholesale. We were paying $50 to $150 an article. I didn't want one a week. Why? I'm an overachiever. I wanted 3 a week. I figured 3 because I didn't want to spend for 5. Okay, I was a little frugal, right? So every day, every 3 times a week, we're posting blogs. But we spend $10,000 a year to create a blog. Let me think for a second. Can you do a blog with GPTs? Can you do a blog with AI? What does it cost you after your monthly subscriptions? Nothing. Nothing. You just saved $10,000. You see, this was freaking amazing. And then here we had information. We're looking for lead generation, creating funnels and things to work for us, getting the websites built. We've had a web development company for 26 years. This is not new to me. It's not my first rodeo. You need a presence out there. And it might not be a website. It might be a funnel. It's still a web presence, but you need to be out there. If someone looks you up, they need to find you. The blog articles I talked to you about, creating all this stuff. Do you know that people have created books from their blogs? Isn't that cool? Think about every blog post that's written. It becomes a book. It's just an idea. And then you have copywriting for information. So I turned around and I said, well, I want to learn from the best. I got to have the best of the best. So what do? I said, okay, we're going to create a funnel. And what I'm going to do with that funnel is I'm going to find the person who did the funnels for Tony Robbins. Sounds like a good plan, right? I think it's a great plan. So I've been with Tony Robbins 30 years. And Tony's been my mentor, my guide, and everybody he's ever talked about on stage, I went to learn from personally. So I said, okay, I find someone who wrote copy for Tony. He said, okay, Lisa, 1 page, $12,500. I'm like, okay, we're going to do the 1 page, $12,500. Do you realize, please listen to this. If you go into your AI and you create an advisory board, and you say, I want the best writers who wrote for Tony Robbins or Dan Sullivan or follow these. You create your advisory board. You don't have to spend $12,500. When I met Francis, I found out he was getting $25,000 for a page of copy. Of course, it's not this little page. He writes 25 page one pages. You notice he likes to write a lot, right? A click can give you that today. Amazing, amazing. But it wasn't like that before. We had to pay for it. Social media marketing, putting yourself out there. We've heard this all weekend about consistency, right? Consistency, putting it out consistently, videos, scripts, you just learned about that. Whatever you're doing, it became hard to scale. Why? It's because you're trying to wear every hat. You're the cook, chef, and bottle washer. Raise your hand if you relate, if you've been that person. Because I can't be the only one, right? We're trying to do it all. And here's the funniest thing I found. Then you decide, I'm not going to do it all. I'm going to hire a VA, and I'm going to spend $3 an hour, and they should know how to do it all. What is wrong with you? If you can't do it all and you're trying to do it and you're being educated, what makes you think a VA can do it? Stop that. Stop that. You can't do it. You might need 5 people to do what you do. So what did I do? I hired a team. I have the same VA who's been with us for 15 years. Isn't that amazing? Not only has Eugene been with us for 15 years, I paid for his second education. He started as a nurse. He decided to become a doctor. Then his wife started working with me. I paid for their nannies, his school, all the other stuff. So I feel real proud that I'm supporting a family and all these other people that we built this team for. So these are things you can do too today. So look at the real cost of doing business before. You were paying, if you're doing it, thousands of dollars for different ways to get your material out there. And now with subscriptions, what do we pay? $97 a month for the AI app? AI for Business Pro? Is that amazing? Now, if you want to do additional things like videos and stuff, you may need to invest in Descript or some of the other things, or HeyGen or Synthesia. You're talking $100 to $300 a month. I don't know how to build a business that's millions of dollars potential, if you're not doing it already, for hundreds of dollars a month. That's nothing. Would you agree? Say yes. Oh my goodness, do we have it made. So I don't really need to introduce myself. I think that Frances did an amazing job. If you don't know me though, I want you to know my name is Lisa Liberman-Wang. Put the E in the I after the I. I am the only Jewish Chinese woman with this name. I just want you to know, okay? True story. I go to pick up something for my husband. We're engaged at the time. We're not married yet. And they said, Mrs. Wang, Mrs. Wang. Mrs. Wang, Mrs. Wang, and I'm raising my hand. They're just not looking at me. I come home, I go, handsome. I call him handsome, you call him Yardley. I said, handsome, I'm losing my identity. They're looking for an Asian woman. They're going to get the Jew. It's not working. So we have to keep the Lieberman, you know? So I'm a certified AI expert. I have been investing over 3,000 hours in the last 2.5 years in AI. I am obsessed. Not a little, a lot. And I'm obsessed because it's changing our life, it's changing our clients' lives, it's going to change your life, it's going to change the lives you get to touch. So what you're getting here, I think, is phenomenal. The fact you're here is phenomenal. And I've been doing this for a very long time. So again, I'm only 35, so I don't know how I did it that long. I am #1 bestseller for not 4 books, but 6 books. And I'm going to show you how we did it. Does that sound good? Okay, so take copious notes. When I ask you to do something, do it. But I do have a request. I found out something. When you're dealing with exceptional individuals, when you ask them to do something, they overdo. None of you do that, but if you did, you overdo. So when I saw Frances ask you to give a high five and say, you're awesome, some of you didn't stop. You just kept talking. Where are you from? What do you do? He didn't ask you to do any of that. You just over-delivered. So instead, I would like you to do this. If I ask you to say, you're awesome, and give a high five or do something, when I raise my hand, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. I just want to see if you follow directions. When I raise my hand, please raise your hand. I didn't ask you. Simon Says, we didn't say put your hand down yet, right? When you have your hand up, can you make sure that we're not speaking? Only because you won't hear me, and I don't want to lose time trying to get you back. Is that fair? Okay, let's practice. Okay, I want you to say out loud, I'm awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Just want to make sure I get you back. Okay, so here we go. I talk fast. I'm from New York. What does that mean? You have to listen fast. What do you have to do? Listen fast. I'm going to make it easy, though. I'm going to make sure you get all the information no matter how fast I speak. Three expert secrets to scale to 7 figures. That's what we're going to go through. Before we do, we're going to talk about the 3 biggest challenges. The biggest challenge people have is they have no systems. They have no systems. One minute you're saying, I have to do emails. Next minute, I have to do content. Next minute, I have to do a video. Next minute, you're like, oh, I have to set up an automation. Raise your hand if you relate. There's no systems. You're thinking you need to do everything, and you're missing the point. So we need to give you systems. The second challenge we have is marketing overwhelm. You're getting all these things that you can do, and you're trying to do them all. Here's what I want you to do. Write this down. Result-producing activities. Write it down. What did I say? Result-producing activities. You only do things that make the register ring ka-ching. Say it with me. I only do things that make the register ring ka-ching. If it's not going to bring you money, you don't do it. Did you hear me? Oh my goodness. I know so many people that major in the minors. They think they're writing copy. They're so proud of themselves. Oh, that's great. Is that really your job? No, you do things that other people can't do. That's not your job. You need to learn what you should be doing, what other people should be doing, and you only do things that make the register ring ka-ching, okay? Number 1, marketing overwhelm, trying to do everything. Inconsistent income. Why inconsistent? Well, do you ever notice that when the sales are coming in, you're not thinking about lead generation, you're not thinking about how else am I going to get more sales? Because you're doing good. But what are you doing on a consistent basis that's making the people come in and nurturing them to the point where they'll be with you all the time? So we have to actually have things that can create consistency in our business. So here's the way we're going to do it. 1, we're going to systemize with AI. 2, we're going to simplify our marketing. And 3, we're going to scale with confidence. So let's break it down. I have a whole bunch of stuff in each one. So the first one, we are going to reverse engineer how we do this. Now listen to what I'm doing. I'm going to give you what to do, but I actually have a request. Will you do it? Will you do it? Okay. Now you can say no because maybe you're happy making the money you're making now. Maybe you don't want to scale your business. Maybe you want to work harder. You can say no, but I'm going to ask you to do it because I'm very selfish. Did you know that? I am. I'm selfish because when you succeed, I take credit. I do. I take credit. And you can ask my clients because if they don't do what they need to do and they don't succeed, I take it personally. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? Like and then when they win, I am their biggest cheerleader, right? I am totally their biggest cheerleader. So I would like not to be talking just to hear myself talk. I do that when I'm married. I don't need to do that here. Oh, come on. That was funny. No, he's amazing. He listens all the time. He listens so well that he starts teaching you stuff, and it's my stuff. He's so funny. I can't believe it. 27 years, and we made it this long, so I'm grateful every day. So how are we going to systemize with AI? It's going to start with clarifying your authority, your IP, and your value. So what do we mean by this? There is something you do better than anybody else in the world. We need to get that down. So get a recorder, start bragging, start talking, and record everything about you. I don't care if it was before you started your business. So whether you won the spelling bee, you're a triathlon, you are great with chess, whatever it is, as well as your successes in your field and your business, create the information about who you are that makes you an authority. And why I'm saying that is there are some skills that you have that actually attribute to what you do today that you may not be talking about. So we really need to look at you as a whole, and then also think about all the things you do to help your clients, and I want you to talk about it and create a transcript for it where it talks about your intellectual property, the product you have, the solution you provide, the problems you solve. You want to create everything. We're going to create a repository of everything about you that when you use AI, it's not generic. It's you. It knows you. It knows what you're doing, and it'll serve you better. Define the need you solve. Don't fall in love with your product. Fall in love with your client. Define the need you solve. Too often I hear people talking about their product versus the solution. Talk about what's in it for them. Make believe everyone wears a sign that says WIIFM. What's in it for me? You're speaking to them and telling them what's in it for them. Not for you, not about the product, about what they're walking away with after they're done. Do that. People buy solutions, not products. Now I'm going to test something. I sell these really cool shovels. Would anybody like my shovel? Okay, only 2 people probably live in a very snowy state, right? Okay, it's 3 feet of snow outside your door. You can't get out. I have a shovel. Who wants my shovel? Sell the solution, not the product. Was that helpful? We want to sell the solution, not the product. Build your ideal client avatar with precision. Be so granular about it that you know everything about the person, what they do, how they do it, and everything else. Systemize social media, email marketing. I'm going to go into more detail in a moment, and create a 7-figure talk that sells through other people's people and other people's stages. So for a buyer persona, we want a detailed, fictionized character that represents your ideal client. Now, if you're already in business, you don't even need to be fictional because you have the real McCoys, you have your clients. I decided to take a picture of some of my clients, and a matter of fact, many of them are here today. And I said to AI, I said, well, these are my clients. This is what I do. This is who I serve. This is the products and solutions we provide. Help me create my avatar. So when I put it in, we did that. And I said, make my avatar to these beautiful souls and also give me the information about them. So it told me all about my Samantha and Sam, told me demographics about them, their age, their income, the visual cues, all the other stuff about them. Why? Because I already reverse engineered and told it all about me, what I do, my product, who I serve. Raise your hand if this is coming together and it makes sense to you, right? I already let it know everything. And then it told me all about Sam, and then it gave me the riches and the niches. It gave me Samantha and Sam. So know what's so cool about this? We have meetings with our staff and we discuss what we're going to do. And I say, I think we should do this. And Melanie goes, Samantha doesn't want that. I'm like, yes, she does. So no, she doesn't. I go, I think she does. Because we believe they're real people. And when you do it like that and you're making decisions based on your avatar, everything changes. Your scripts, your content, your social media, your blogs, everything is for them, right? Then I had one of my clients we're working with, and they're telling me about their avatars. They're telling me about their products. And I said, I don't think you're selling to the right person. You're selling to everyone, but your right person is a specific person. So we went through it, and they originally were looking for, like, how do I market to this? And I'm going to talk to this one. And they happened to be in the room, and I don't think I told them they'd be on screen. So thank you. So what happened is we got so laser focused on their ideal client avatar that they actually increased their closing ratio from 20 to 75%. Is that pretty cool? Give them a hand. Giselle and Manuel, give them a hand. They're in the room. Let them hear you. None of this is theory. None of this is theory. You have to apply it. You have to use it. It works. You need to know who you're talking to so they can hear you. If you go into AI and you say, help me write marketing content for my business, it says, I can't do that. I'd love to help you, but what's your business? What do you do? How do you do it for? It needs information. Think of your AI when you get it at the beginning as a third grader. This is my theory. You can make your own. Third grade, that's all they do. They're third grade. You're a PhD in your business. Would you agree? You're asking a third grader to run your business. Does that sound like a great idea or not? No, you need to make it smart. So I'm going to give you an acronym to make it smart. It's called CREATE. What's it called? CREATE. CREATE is telling it up front, the context. It's saying you are a marketing expert, you are a journalist, you are an analyst, whatever you want it to be that specializes in X. Tell it. Tell it the result you want. Help me create maybe an email, a social media post, an analysis, marketing, whatever you want. And then explain, this is unique because we're servicing people doing X, Y, Z. Tell them what makes you unique. Then tell them the audience. The audience is, this is for entrepreneurs, coaches, executives who are looking to scale their business from 6 to 7 figures. Then, let me go back. Then give it a tone. When you do it, I want it to be personal, friendly, conversational, sound like me. You're not limited to one instruction. Did you hear me? You can say as many as you want when you're giving it, but be more specific. Specificity breeds unbelievable results. There's an expression called GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. If you put garbage in, you get garbage out. You need to give it good stuff. So here's some power prompts. Take a picture of it. This just gives you other ideas. Maybe you're an actuary, a journalist, a sales manager who I would like you to create a headline. You can give it specific ideas of what you want it to do. And this is just, if you didn't have a super prompt and you just quickly want to go do something, give it better instructions. Give it instructions so it can give you a better output. So I told it it's a marketing strategist, and I gave it all the details that I wanted to create content for social media for entrepreneurs, experts, and coaches, and I told it all about Samantha, and then it came out with these beautiful things. There's different ones for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn's below. It gave me what you heard Kevin talk about, problem, agitate, solution. It gave me different ways to do the post. What a better output. Do you understand how easy this is when you understand how to be a prompt engineer and create, okay? Then we have AI for business apps. So I'm away in Europe. I call up Brian, and I said, Brian, Brian, I hear we have this super prompt. Tell me more. So he starts telling me he's so excited. I get excited. How do you find it? Go under tools, super prompt. And I said, okay, I'm going to put the same thing in. This is what I want to do. And this super prompt wouldn't stop talking to me. It kept giving me information, and created the most amazing prompt. And quite honestly, the same thing I asked to do in my create model, but it gave me the best possible outputs I could have asked for. So you have all the tools. It's in the app. It's pretty phenomenal. Then you want to position yourself as an expert. And how do you do that? Well, social proof. Do you have people who succeeded working with you? Raise your hand. Do you have any people who succeeded working with you? They're your social proof. Have you succeeded with what you're helping other people with? Raise your hand. Okay, social proof. I don't care how you get there. My social proof is I've helped hundreds of people create 7-figure talks that sell. That means they stand on stages and they make money being on stages. Who would like to be standing on stages making money? Okay, because I love 7-figure talks that sell. That's something I do effortlessly and help my clients to do it. Now, you may say, well, how do you do that? Well, I wrote my first book, Find to Fab. Find stands for, I'm going to curse. Is that okay? There are no kids in the room. There's some 13, 14-year-olds. They know the word, okay? FIND stands for effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional to fabulous, awesome, beautiful. That book got me on ABC, NBC, CBS, all over the map. For 10 years, we were traveling all over on TV. Why? Because I was the expert. I am the expert. Do you understand? So you create yourself to be the expert. I started in the same place everybody else does. I had nothing else to start with. It was an idea. It's something I knew I can do, and I implemented it. You can too. I'd like you to say, I can too. Okay, I don't believe you. Do it again. Thank you. Yes, you can. You can too. 7-figure talks that sell is about giving them your best. Do you feel like I've been giving you some good stuff so far? Thank you. So here's the deal. What I found is a lot of times people give you talks and they give you good stuff, but not your best. And I'm not even done yet. I got so much good stuff for you. Give them your best. Know why? If you're only spending a half hour or 45 minutes or an hour giving them something, and you are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, I bet you have a lifetime of information you can still share. Would you agree? So never be afraid to give your best, because if you don't give your best now, there's no reason for them to want to work with you later. Okay, so you want to give your best. And I created a custom prompt to help you get an edge on your 7-figure talk that sells. And I was blessed to be able to do the summit for AI for business. And when I did the summit, I actually did a whole thing on 7-figure talks that sell. Were you on that summit? Raise your hand if you're on the summit. Okay, a handful of you. Great, more than a handful. So here, I'm going to show you what I did behind the scenes. There's a formula. This is not theory. This works. And if you go and edit the GPT, you're going to see in here that I actually have the whole format. Opening heart story. Did I tell you about my husband, Yardley? Okay. Did I introduce myself as the authority? Okay, did we expose 3 things people do and why it doesn't work? Did I tell you my solution and that's going to work? Did I start breaking it down and giving you more information? Am I doing a 7-figure talk that sells? Can you do too? So you say, I can too. Yes, you can. So we're going to show you. Scan that there. You're going to get the link for it. I also put the website just in case, AI Marketing Mastery Live. And you can too create your own signature talk that sells. Okay? So now, I said I've been on stages for a while. This is a nice stage. Don't worry, I'll get it for you later. I have to stay on time for you. This is a nice stage, but I have to tell you, it's not the biggest stages. The stages I've been on 3 times a year with 25,000 people. 4 times a year was 6,000. 10 times a year was 500. You're saying, why am I doing the highest first? Because the biggest stage I was on was TV. And I have to tell you, the TV was the hardest one. This is the easiest one because I feed off your energy. When you're on stage, I want to teach you something really important because most people don't get it and they get on stage and they miss it. You're only speaking to one person. How many people are you speaking to? One person. Because here, if I say, how's everyone doing? Are there anybody's name everyone? No, you. If I say, how are you doing? See, you're answering me because nobody knew who they were and there's no everyone in the room. Speak to one person. That's the difference. Whether you're doing videos and hooks and you're learning all this stuff this weekend, if you don't speak to one person on the other end of your message, nobody hears you. Did you hear me? Okay, so still one person, no matter how many people are in the room. And I said, the stages have been there. They're plentiful. They're easy. They're fun. And the other thing, don't make it about you. Don't make it about you. Women, I'm going to talk to you first, and I know the men need this too. Nobody cares how your hair looks. Nobody cares how skinny or heavy you are. Nobody cares if you're perfect or not. They don't. Know what they care about? They care about your message. If you just make it about serving people, we'll get more people up here making a difference and changing the world than if you stop worrying about yourself. Does that make sense? So don't worry about you. I was going to tell you a funny story, and then I said, I'm not going to do that. That's just too personal. Brian and Francis already covered that grammar, so I'm not going to go there. I know some of you will say to me, Lisa, you can do it because you've been doing it for so long. Okay, maybe. But I'm going to tell you someone who wasn't. One of my clients, Jeremy, comes to me. He's in his 30s. I love Jeremy. He could have been a hippie if he was born early enough, but he's not. And he teaches people how to trade stock, crypto, and regular stock. And he comes to me to help him with his talk and his funnels and everything. And he's doing this talk, and he's telling people on the video, on the webinar, yeah, hey, dude, how you doing? This is so great. This is cool. And I said, Jeremy, I love you. You're wonderful. I go, there's no dudes on the call. That's not your avatar. Your avatar is more like me because I became a client also. I go, your avatar is more like me. They're interested in return on investment. They want to make sure they're going to make money. They're not going to lose their shirt. They're going to want to make sure that there's wealth later on and all the other stuff. So he listened. He listened. His first webinar with me, he made over $1 million. $1 million. Who would like to say, I can do that too? Let me hear you. I can do that too. It was amazing. He didn't make it on the first one. We did 3 in a row, and cumulatively it was $1 million. And then he went on to repeat it over and over and over again. Here's the best thing about a 7-figure talk that sells. You don't have to change your talk. You just change your audience. You got that? You just change your audience, and he did that too. So if you want the magic wand, again, AI Marketing Mastery Live is how to get your magic wand for your signature talk that sells. And then let's talk about the next thing. So I'm talking to Ian the other day from AI for Business. He goes, Lisa, he was so excited. And I said, he goes, how do we get on these stages? I go, what a great question. Let's tell you. Let's tell you how to do that. Other people's people and other people's stages. Other people's people, other people's stages. I found that the easiest way to success is through leveraging other people's people, one-to-one versus one-to-many. One-to-many wins every single time, okay? So if you look at the first picture, that's somebody going ahead, and this company hired me to come into Vegas to teach 50 CEOs. They paid me to do it, just to come in and teach them. Like, that's awesome. The middle, I have people standing there in 25,000 people. I want you to feel what it feels like. Stand up for a second. Everyone stands up. And 25,000 people are standing in an arena. And I turned around. Well, first, let me make sure I remember this. Are any of you going to succeed from everything you're learning this weekend? Okay. So I want you to say this with me. I can do it too. Now let's change that. I will do this too. Okay, pick up your hand. You're not standing. We can't continue. I'm sorry. It's an all or nothing moment here. I see some people hiding. I'll attack them later. Okay, I want you to lean forward, and I want you to pat yourself on the back because you are here and you will do this. Say, I will do this too. Do this too. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So you can sit down, arms going up to make sure you stay quiet. Okay, and we can too. Here's one mistake people make when they get people in front of them. They talk at them, not to them. Please start talking to people. Talk to the people that are in the room, not at them. And then the next question is, okay, how do I do this? The last picture was an event we did right before COVID. There were 68 people in the room. 30 were clients, 38 were guests. Where'd the guests come from? Other people's people. I did a 7-figure Talk That Sells. I invited them to this mastermind. They came to the mastermind after 3 days, just like this, with only 38 potential new clients. Would you say doing 100,000 would be a good delivery day for the weekend? Would that be pretty good with 38 people, 100,000? We didn't do 100,000. Okay, but we did 268,000 for 38 people. That was pretty good, right? Pretty good. So why? Because the 7-figure Talks That Sell work whether you're doing a 45-minute, an hour, a day, 2-day, 3-day. The model works to scale. It's like an accordion. Okay, so it totally works. How do we get on these stages? I went into AI and I said, okay, this is my avatar. This is who I'm selling to. Who else has my client? Who else is doing business with my client? And it gave me a whole list of people that are doing business with their contact just from ChatGPT. And then I said, who would be a good joint venture or referral partner? And it gave me a list of industries. I said, let's just take the first one, branding, creative services. They'd be good. But it has here copywriting and content creation. I'm like, that may be competing. I help my clients do all that stuff. Not the best one for this. So I said, okay, let me just do the first one and let's turn around and ask for all the agencies in New York. It gave me their name, their phone number, their information. You don't know where they are. They're right in your computer. They're in your AI. Just ask it for this information. So now I'm going to swim a little faster. Simplify your marketing, attract, convert, and scale. We're going to simplify it. We're going to align it with your ideal client. We're going to automate your content. We're going to build it so it actually converts. And we're going to nurture the leads without chasing. So whether you're using Gamma and you're putting information, you want to make a landing page, a website, or a lead magnet, so simple. Just tell it what you want. I said, I want to make a lead magnet for AI marketing, 8 pages, gave me the thing, asked for the title, the color, what I want. It created it for me, a PowerPoint in 2 minutes. I turned around with my clients, did the same thing. We did the summit. I wanted a workbook. Created the workbook in 2 minutes. Created something for one of our clients doing a presentation for discovering AI. Amy Love, she's a 360 member here, and she got an opportunity to speak at one of the universities for their grads for rediscovering AI. We're using Gamma for presentations, PDFs, creating opportunities over and over. Then in the software with the app, I turned around and I said, okay, I need to create more content, but I don't have a PR agent anymore. I don't want to be putting on photo shoots and makeup and spending thousands of dollars. These are all me. They're not photoshopped. I know you think they may be. They're not. These are all me. I took my best picture. What did I take? Please take your best pictures if you want to use Laura and make other pictures. Make sure your hands are visible. Feet, body are visible when you do this. And I put it into our Laura. And I said, okay, I want to make, this is in the app for your pro, it's in your app. I said, I want to make some images. I want to be on a couch. I want to be in front of a computer. I want to be in a boardroom. And I don't want to have to put on makeup and do my hair. I know men, you're not thinking that. I am. So I went ahead and I said, make one with a t-shirt that says, I am AI. Make one with me sitting. Aren't they pretty amazing? They were really great. So I take the last one. I'm having a moment. Yardley has long COVID, they call it, which is he lost 30% of it, my husband, he lost 30% of his heart and 30% of his lungs during COVID. He's truly a miracle. He almost died 3 times, so totally a miracle. So I'm having this moment and I'm thinking to myself, wow, we are living our best life right now. We left Jersey, we left everything we were doing, and we started over because I didn't think we can stay where we were. We were too far from the hospital. I didn't feel it was safe. Too big of a house, 5 acres, and I was like, we need to change. So we did, and I told AI how I was feeling. I literally having a conversation with my genius. I call him Genius. And he ends up helping me write this amazing post. And I write this post, and if you look, there were over 400 connections to a post that it took me all of 2 minutes. Can you do that? Can I hear I can do that too? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And then I take all the regular automation, all the social media and our VAs, put it into the Go High Level part of the site, and they automate all the other stuff. We've automated our writing of our posts for our blog, where we take the stuff, we use make.com, and we automated it to write the post, take it from ChatGPT, create the image, post it on social media, update the spreadsheet, come back, post it on the blog, post it onto social. You can automate everything. You can automate your funnels, Go High Level. My book came out and we made it a funnel for it to give the ebook for free and then give them the thing for shipping and handling, and I cover the cost. We made it for programs and everything else. Here's another one of my clients. When we were paying for content to be written, we were paying thousands. We were putting the funnels together, paying thousands. And we turned around every one of his funnels were high six-figure converters using what I'm teaching you now. So this is not fluff. And finally, scale with confidence, whether it's video marketing, repurposing, reposting, delegating, automating, eliminating, writing your book, and taking action. So the video, you heard a lot about that. You just heard it before I started. I'm going to just talk about even using HeyGen. We literally took an avatar for a restaurant and created training modules using their logos, their people's pictures, making our own avatars, creating the scripts with ChatGPT, making these 2 to 3 minute teaser information for front of house, back of house, and for everything else they need, and then translate it into Chinese. I have clients making their whole online programs with HeyGen and on there, taking long form videos and cutting it down, using Descript to create material and edit it really easily. So whatever you're using, whatever you're going to do, even ideogram is in our back office. Whether it's writing the book, creating the cover, everything is in your box. It's all there to do it easily. And a lot of my clients, Nev is here, Mom help me, whether it's a book, these all have been leveraged, whether it be through the marketing or through AI. Leadership Mastery, Kim and Carrie in the front row, they wrote the book, leveraging AI with their content, hit #1. My husband, Pickleball Anonymous, #1 AI generated. My next client's book is coming.
That's a wrap for this episode of the AI for Business podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit subscribe and pass it along to a friend or colleague. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you in the next one.